Hey guys, so at first I'm gonna do this hopefully private, and then I'll open it back, or I'll open it to the public. But let me tell you about some of the fucking wild shit that Jodie Sue finds herself in. That's absolutely fucking unbelievable. Oh boy. And this is a very long story, so stick with me here. I promise you it's going to sound batshit insane. So before we even go there, I assure you I can understand if you think I'm crazy by the time this is done. I promise you I'm not. I might be wrong on a few things. I mean, because this is how crazy this is. I might end up being a little off on certain shit. But I promise you, I ain't gonna be that wrong or that fucking off. Okay. So High Pickles, my minion here, she's gonna help me tell you the story. Okay. So, alright. Oh god, I don't even know where to begin. Alright. I'll start here. Ish. Maybe. No, fuck. Alright, guys. Damn. What a fucking life I live. See, there you go. Oh, dear. Okay. It's late. I've still got people working on things on my end. We're all still. Oh, dear. I was going to put on makeup, but I just don't even care because I'm pretty sure this video is definitely going to be shared. I'm sure, honestly, people are going to try to take it very quickly to get it taken down. That being said, yeah, I'd call the cops, but I'm pretty sure that ship fucking sailed. Like, thanks, Voldemort, for making me look crazy weeks ago and pissing off law enforcement. Whatever. Anyway, okay. So, but also, thanks, Voldemort, for giving me 26 years worth of fucking hypervigilant skills and having to pick and piece part shit, right? Like, whatever. Okay. So, here we go. As many of you all recall, a few weeks back, 3 weeks maybe? I don't know. All of them are blurring. Damn. But either way, we were already kind of situated where we're at. But Voldemort was driving us crazy. She gave it to your sister to put in her channel. She had to bum one, so of course. Anyway, so I guess one cigarette down there. Would you make me some hot cocoa, please? Do y'all want some? Barry hates me. Okay, because I'm freezing. Internal thermostat. Okay, so, as many of you know, several weeks ago, we were already kind of starting to get situated here. But, Voldemort coleslaw shit was happening, right? And then, and honest to God, oh Lord, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna try to stay on path here. I don't even know if it's possible. Okay. Okay, so several weeks ago, we're already kind of situated here. And then when I uploaded my videos, what happened was somebody taken them, and I don't remember how it ended up that I found out about them being up in a linear together big fashion, but I had heard they were or something about somebody. I can go back and look, I don't remember. But then the chat community was pretty awesome. People were awesome, kind of like they were, so I talked to people, whatever. And then for some reason, I reached out to the person who had my videos up. And I don't really remember why. And I honestly don't remember if I was the one that reached out or I don't know. But it was somewhere along those lines. And I really think I was the one that reached out. And at that point, because of being terrified because of the favors being pulled from fucking Voldemort or something. Hell, I don't remember. And maybe not even that. Shit. Either way. So, this rapport starts happening, right? And that's fine and good. But then all of a sudden, there's this sudden push. Sort of like, you know, like this freak out, like, this dramatic moment. And it's like, where you safe you are and we need to get, and I'm like, man, like, no, not really, but, you know, whatever. And so then these moves start happening, right? And these promises made and whatever, you know, but I'm like, man, why are we being moved somewhere when it just didn't make sense to me? And then it's, well, this person who I now know to be Chase 423. Okay. Supposedly owns a business locally and all these other things. It has something to do with cars or whatever, but I'm told there'll be a car swap at a certain point. Which never happens, by the way. But anyway, we get to this hotel, and I'm like, you know, it just don't really make any sense, and yeah, it just didn't. It was like, where the fuck am I gonna go from here? And then I start, this is where you need a damn cop or somebody to keep me on a linear, like, path. Fucking interviewer. I don't know. Okay, so we get to this fucking hotel. Chase follows me up there, supposedly all these other people in tow, etc. Then this girl supposedly shows up from Gatlinburg, is what I'm told. But she's a bank manager. But yet when she shows up, her hair's wet. From Gatlinburg. And it's short and thin. I'm just like, the fuck am I seeing here? So then, I and my daughter immediately latch on to, man, we've seen this woman somewhere before. And then we look down at her shoes, and her shoes don't fit. And if I was like a bank manager, this ain't the outfit I'd choose. It was like somebody playing pretend. But the shoes don't fit. They're not right. The hair's wet. Something's wrong. Well, I'm, And then, over the course of the next few days, you know, I talk to these people, do whatever, obviously, and, not a good place at that point. Starting to feel every bit of the very real damage Voldemort's done, and I can't figure out fucking why at that point still on my own. Why it's crashing in so hard for the first time in my life. So, under pretty good goddamn strain and stress. Anyway, so I'm talking to these people, and then one of the first things that happens is that there becomes a supposed FBI/card team member introduced into this fucking situation, right? And I mean that, like, they're like, oh, but there's this card member, and they don't want the feds, and like, and you need to get on Discord. I was like, I don't have fucking Discord. Who uses fucking Discord for safety? Damn sure not a real Fed or a fucking cop, because any fucking super genius knows that's their playground anyway. But that shit is not unbreakable, unhackable. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So I immediately called bullshit. I even do so to these YouTubers that I'm like, I'm thinking at this point they're the ones being taken for a ride. Keep that in mind. I'm like, holy shit, even though the clothes don't match, pieces aren't quite, but I know something's wrong. So, either way, I'm like, well, I've watched a few movies, so we'll just squeeze around here with, well, feds wouldn't do this, feds wouldn't do that. You know, like, it doesn't take a fucking super genius. And so, what I keep getting is, no, look, here's a picture, they're actually watching Ben Hill, or, so-and-so's here, so-and-so's there. And they were showing me real pictures off of, and in places. But I was like, still not a Fed. That's not a real Fed or a real card team member. And then, to try to prove it to me, they start sending screenshots and things that of this person in the conversation they're having. And this person is supposedly doesn't want to be found out, can get in trouble, but is supposedly in Ronnie Lawson's office talking to him and acting as a mail carrier too, because they're investigating Lawson, but they can't be outed, but if you seen them on the street, it would look like they had no teeth at all, you wouldn't recognize them, all this other bizarre ass bullshit, right? To try to make this seem real to me. Otherwise, at this point though, I think it's trying to make it real to these YouTubers. No, it ain't. So, what happens is, I'm like, y'all, look at the language of this person. I was like, first of all, any FBI agent or anybody else, and I'm just gonna say this here, bullshit. I was like, work for cops, and so then they're like, oh shit, so we're gonna have to show her more proof, right? I'm like, So then they start sending even more screenshots, including this person's supposed Facebook and pictures of them, whatever they've secretly been sent over Discord. And I'm like, All three of these pictures don't match, by the way. I still have them. I'll show you here shortly. Or when I get a chance. Definitely, you couldn't put fake prosthetics or anything else the FBI's capable of on these motherfuckers and make them match. Let me just tell you. Meanwhile, they're supposedly in the back offices up here in Ronnie Lawson's, hearing him get his ass chewed by the feds and how he's whatever and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, right. But then all of a sudden they're across the country and they're supposed to appear here and they're supposed to appear there and they can't be found out giving secrets, but they're working with the head FBI guy, Grant, and people do know enough to know that I talked to Grant, but how far of a fucking leap is that, right? How far of a fucking leap? Hell, we all did. All had to. What fucking choice do you have when there's a missing fucking child? You talk to every person that you're supposed to and asked to, and that's what we all did. So anyway, they're like, but nobody could know that I'm working. And I'm like, dude, y'all are stupid if you're buying this. First of all, the feds would know that this Fed sent you their Facebook, all this other shit, right? There's no way this Fed wouldn't be caught fucking around on Discord, giving away parts of his case, fucking supposedly. Like, none of this makes sense. Y'all are stupid if you're buying this. And then it doesn't take me 2 seconds to realize the wording and the messages don't match. The language being used by a card team member. Look, most people I've ever known to work child crimes or anything, like, friends, family, whatever. And even like TV will tell you, like, it is literally one of the hardest jobs, and they burn out quick, and they do try to distance themselves from that. They don't use terms like our girl. But that's the language I was catching from this FBI agent. The same fanatic fucking language is being used online by these crazies. And I immediately tell them YouTuber, I was like, y'all are fucking stupid if you think that this is real. Nobody does that. And they're like, oh, maybe. And then they try to act like they doubt it too. And they're like, well, maybe we are being used. We got to keep it ourselves and whatever. And I'm like, but nobody really dig into that or whatever. But meanwhile, this fucking FBI card team member stays around the whole time throughout this, including until like now. I suppose. I was going to mention you yesterday, honestly. So, meanwhile, and throughout the days, the continuation of that pattern happens. Like, they keep trying to make me believe this fucking FBI card. But they keep telling me that, this person wants you to call the FBI office and this there and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but why? They're like, oh, well, Durant wants to talk to you and this there and try and get hold of you, but can't. And I'm like, dude, they're the fucking FBI. If they wanted a hold of me, I'm sure they could find me. Like, the fuck are you talking about? It's the fucking FBI, man. I'm like, you know that my phone's already probably fucking tapped and I probably have something right up my ass. Like, I'm the next door neighbor missing fucking girl, y'all. Give me a break. Like, these motherfuckers know how to reach out and get a hold of me. And they're like, oh, but they're afraid to. I was like, they could literally come knock on my door and it wouldn't seem sus to anybody. What's all this fucking super secret scroll shit about? I'm literally the next door neighbor to a missing girl. These some bitch walk right up to my door and knock, and there's one person in the world to be like, oh, it's the fans at her door. We gotta be. The fuck? No. Okay, so I'm like, something's real wrong here. And at this point, mind you, I think she's a bunch of dumb YouTubers still being taken. But I do know something's wrong also with the people with the hotel room and they're not fitting shoes and things, right? Trying to line it up. Now, mind you, I know what it is. One still tell what happens is, I'm like, okay, well, if she's really FBI, because we all locally know where that fucking office is, right? So I'm like, but I didn't even think that shit would be public knowledge. Apparently it is. It's on Google, swear to God. So then they confirm where it's at. Well, Google. So after I look after that, it's on fucking Google. So that didn't really give me the like the proof fact that I need to out it. So I'm just like, man, there's something wrong here. So we're just gonna keep going with this, I guess. God help me. So then, either way, this person's like, we'll call Durant, right? And I'm like, this is fucking weird and silly, but, fine, it's gonna clue whoever off if, whatever, But I wanted to fucking do it. But they gave me an extension number. But with the real FBI office. So, when you call it and you do that, what happens is it takes you to some sort of fucked up, IP thing. And I'm like, no. So, I look up the real shit, and I call. And I do get Durant. And I'm like, I heard you were looking for me. You need to talk to me. And what I'm told is, the fuck? We were told and called in by this, and we matched up the last name. We had the same last name for this fake fucking FBI agent. They were calling Durant and telling him that I had called, or I had information on Summer that I wanted to share with him but couldn't get with him. The fuck? 1-800 I find is right on the fucking billboard. The hell are they talking about? And I talked to all these people in person like, what? You know, if I'd had something to say, something else to add, I would have fucking done so then. What? So anyway, this right here is like, what the fuck just happened? You know, and at this point I realized, yeah, that's all the proof I needed. Meanwhile, you know, things are said, shit's done. I don't know. After that, everything gets weird. Nobody contacts me. I don't know, right? And then a day or two later, I think even before, was it before we left the hotel? That weird-ass fucking money appeared in my shit, and it shouldn't have been able to do that. You remember, it was before we left, wasn't it? The hotel. I think it was, yeah. So, my Facebook and my PayPal have never been linked. I've never given permission for any of that shit to ever be linked, because I'm just fucking like that. But somehow this fake FBI fucking person pushes $500 into my shit through Facebook. And I'm like, holy shit. So I call back to the fucking FBI. And I'm like, y'all, there's $500 from this obviously fake FBI agent that these YouTubers are like, oh no, it's real FBI. Something's wrong here. Help me out, fellas. Meanwhile, everybody legit's going. All I get sick to, all they tell me is to contact PayPal. If I think it's like, I don't know, a scam or fake money. Either way, I was like, really? I was like, I don't think you understand, man. This is from the same person that they took seriously today as being fake FBI and pretending to be. And I was just mind blown. I was like, now what the fuck do I do with this shit? Whatever. So I leave it in there. Anyway. But it was terrifying. It was like, dude, like, I don't wonder, like, that shit somehow, like, I don't know. And the amount of it was, I mean, if you know about banks and transactions, the amount of it's fucking sus. So anyway, at this point, they have concentrating on this fake FBI agent, right? And having me thinking that they're the ones being fooled. I realized pretty quickly that's not the case. Because here's the deal. This fake FBI card team member, and I mean, fake shouldn't be in quotations, and anyway, they really are. These YouTubers, whether it's just one person doing whatever, running around doing what they're doing, I don't know. But anyway, these YouTubers are all connected. And I'm pretty sure that many people locally have been promised that this is an FBI agent and a card member and probably didn't realize it wasn't, and think that they are actually working for the FBI or a card team member, and are down in Beach Creek and other places doing these YouTubers dirty work for them, thinking they're actually working for the FBI and shit. So the real tips, leads, the things they might say are not actually getting to the motherfucking cops and TBI and FBI like they should. Then I hear tell that posters are being ripped down because one of these people connected to all of this, one of these groups, something, I can't remember, I've got it here somewhere, is putting up posters, but what they're doing is replacing or using the FBI logo and shit. So, damn. Oh boy. Shit gets deeper and deeper, right? And I'm telling you, there's no sane way to explain any of this. It's just not. I told you it'd be fucking crazy. So, then people start giving me phone numbers to shelters and these helplines that I've known for years. Hell, that's these fucking useless ass places. I've known them for eons. Like, I've tried, man. They're useless. I know these numbers. But they give them to me with these people attached they supposedly know that can help me out. Why the fuck do I need to go to a shelter when I'm here? And I mean, this is better for my children and my son's not allowed. Like, it's mind-blowing. I can't figure out why I'm being pushed for that. Right? How are you helping me? Doesn't make any sense. But either way, they're like, oh, well, services is... But one of the names they give me, or one of these shelter numbers, and their friend attached to it, is a cop we all fucking know in this small-ass town. And I know better. Like, it's a referral by so-and-so. I'm like, yeah. And I call this number, I'm like, man, you already got your order of protection, you've got this, I don't know what, unless you need a place to stay. I'm like, I really fucking don't. I don't even know why the fuck I'm calling you, like I was telling you. Meanwhile, this car never appears that I was told we'd swap, And I'll tell you, to this day, there ain't much fucking appeared that should have. And all I can tell many of you before this gets much further, anybody can try to just report it until they get it taken down, is if you donated to this goddamn fund and you still have the time, you better go file a fraud alert quickly, because we are working on some sort of timeline here that I was kind of unaware of until earlier, and it seems to be moving up quickly, probably because of what happened in the past 2 days. You now see the internet attacking me over because my tongue got the better of me and I mentioned shit in chat. Whoops. So anyway, ow, that's still hot as fuck. So, as the days go by, the merchandise will let start. And then, you see, I'd talk to certain people and they were fine with it. But then I'd also, what these YouTubers didn't realize, is I'd talk to them about this FBI agent and all these other things. And the merch was fine with them and everything else until... And they wanted me to ask again. I didn't ask again. Because there's something going fucking wrong. And then I start hearing word and whispers about, which, here's the thing. And this is the truth. Well, as far as I know it, because, fuck, I'm new to YouTube here. But I hear tell all kinds of shit about Benny Keys long before I ever left Ben Hill. And, was even told by the people he's around that it was basic, and I seen how he's treating certain people and doing certain things, and I didn't like that. And, mind you, the YouTubers that I'm working with, they don't like Keys, supposedly, right? And they also don't like one or two others, and that'll come into play later. I think, like, the one Tiffany Marie was a big deal or something. For everybody, point of contention, at least. Made no fucking sense. I don't know. It's bizarre. YouTube games extraordinaire, and these people are wild as shit. But anyway, so what's happening is that I start realizing there are a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. And at first I think maybe just one. That's people thinking that they're real FBI or real card team or real this and real that. And then I realized pretty quickly that can't be the case. There's got to be multiple people. And then I realized that like manipulation tactics are happening through this FBI card team member. Like all of a sudden they're, I don't know, trying to play the whole, but Voldemort this, and I'm like, I don't want to know shit about that. Don't put me with that shit again. Like, I already knew Voldemort was playing on the other heel here and there and blah, blah, blah. But you see, here's where the deception comes in. It's one of those scene angles. They know that I'm obviously going through abuse. We're coming out of it, sensitive to, whatever. So immediately the game begins with tactics that domestic violence people are survivors, fighters. I'm not going to call myself a victim because I hate that shit. Are keyed into, right? And they start trying to figure out how to manipulate me and this other. And for a while they did seem like, because I spent days at first trying to figure out. I knew shit was wrong. I knew all kinds of things were fucking wrong. But couldn't quite figure out which and where it was coming from. And then one tactic wouldn't work and then another would be used. And that for a while that would try to pull me in. And then it was like, man, there's something wrong with this too. And then before long, it was like, well, will you agree to the merch if this and that? And I was like, you know what, if half goes Summer and the rest is to my kids, yeah. And I think, well, how can they really fuck that up? Because there's going to be real merch. You would see that eventually. So maybe some of these people aren't shady, but definitely some of these others fucking are. There's something wrong here. Man, it's so convoluted. So fucked up and so unbelievable. But either way, so all you basically need to know is that these YouTubers have a fuck ton of people, either locally or otherwise, working for them, either thinking they're working for real FBI, real cops, real people. They're not, y'all. And if you're one of them in Beach Creek or this community or this little ass town we're in, and you have been contacted by these fuckies, and tell them that you thought you were working for the real fucking feds. Okay. So I had a bizarre ass signal issue there. Tell them, contact the fucking feds, contact somebody. Tell them that these YouTubers contact you or FBI contacted you, whatever. And that's who you, look, I'm telling you guys, if it seems weird, it is weird. There's no one clandestine FBI agent out here running amok. Or even two. It's these fucking YouTubers behind this shit. Okay? And if you've talked to them and given them information, please contact the real FBI and the real police and give them the same information you think that you've given whoever it is. Because I promise you, shit is that fucking wrong. These people are very much driving by where we are. And it's to, quote, protect us, right? This whole time. But yet it's picked up in the past day or two now that I won't do what they want me to do, which is finish speaking on a piece they want me to speak on. And I'm taking it as a very real fucking threat. Because yesterday, what Oh, dear God, y'all. This is such fucking convoluted bullshit. Anyway, okay, we'll go back a little bit. So what happens is, all of a sudden in chat, instead of using the account I was, for my son, they start, how did it first go? Something about a cell phone. So this Hurricane Camille account is set up. They say they're going to take care of a cell phone. That's covered in the first 10 seconds. Then all of a sudden, that keeps being shared across all of these different YouTube platforms for no reason. Okay, and then I'm like, there's something real fucked up going on here. Meanwhile, the marathon's continuing, right? And I'm like, and each day it's something different about when it's supposed to start. And I'm like, okay, we're going to see if this really ends, if this really happens. Like, surely they can't poof away this much motherfucking money without eyes on it. There's got to be fair. And then Chris McDonough, right? The cold case guy shows up in the middle of this on live, and we really do talk, at least as far as I'm fucking aware of, unless somebody faked his voice somehow. I don't fucking know at this point. That's how fucking whacked out this shit is. Fuck. So anyway, because I believe on live panel today, there wasn't any real pictures shown. There was like no real faces, it was just icons. Like most of the time, right? So then, during this time, they keep running that email, just taking donation after donation after donation for his kids and I can see what's being pumped into it. I have people messaging about it, I have people messaging me about ordering merch, blah, blah. Just show me proof of, and ask when I want deposits. I'm like, I don't know, ask my fucking kid. I was like, whatever, whenever. It doesn't, I'm not worried about it at this point, And I'm still not. I could give a fuck less about any of that. And whatever. So, anyway. Yeah. So then what happens is, I keep watching it. Just money roll into that shit. Into an email with that. An email. And it being across all just breaking it in. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, cell phone never appears, right? None of that is put into the kid's account like it's supposed to be. I ask repeatedly, and I'm told, oh, okay. And there's proof they put me in touch with this person over Discord, right? There's also a mod in these groups, by the way. The email's got their name and whatever. And this person goes, okay, but none of that ever transpires. Now, come about, with the marathons, it goes on. And especially as it was supposed to end. The last 10 minutes of contention in this fucking video on two particular channels that are involved in this marathon, but one that it ended on, on a certain night. And supposedly it was supposed to end. A little while before it ended, there was some sort of fucking bullshit fire fest about some other fucking YouTuber, I think Tiffany or something. And there was a whole big thing about it. But then, like at the very end of it, what happened was the guy for the other YouTuber, the husband of, or whatever the fuck, started talking about how all of a sudden this money, we got to do this, we got to track this down, we got to make sure all of our, P's and Q's and whatever are dotted, and to make sure it's even going to go to that bank. And it made people in chat go, the fuck, and then immediately the live goes down. The video never comes up. I looked for it, it just poofed. And then what everybody's told the next day is, well, there was this fight at the end about Tiffany, and we just didn't want to distract from everything like that. So we're going to cut off those 10 minutes, and then it's coming back up. The audit video still ain't come back up. Then they decide for transparency that they'll put up the original tape. None of that's happened. And it's being told this because of that. And then when I was like, what I remember is it being about him speaking about the money and the bank and this and the other. And no. So, like, it was like living with fucking Voldemort. What you see and what you heard is not what you seen and heard. I'm immediately like, oh, hell no. So this is where I know. And then, I'm like, alright, let's play fuck around and find out. So then for the next few days, I started asking questions. I'm like, and then I'm like, look, there's been nothing put in that account. There's been nothing here. There's been nothing there. And then the more I ask questions, the more they want me to drop this key piece they think I'm holding on to. Hell, it may be. That's the thing, it might be, but I get cops to pay attention to their bills. I don't fucking know. Good luck with that. However, it's nothing I've not really said. They've just not got all of it. Like, they've not got all the goddamn story from the get-go. And, I felt like what being fucked with from the get-go with ill-fitting high heels. That's all I'm saying. Meanwhile, I just want you to know that the paper stuck under the hotel door twice had this person's name on it. And I still have paperwork back here because I ain't dumb bitch. It links up to a picture of this chick on the web. It says they do work at a bank, but this bank is permanently closed. I don't know about y'all, but that's weird, right? That's fucking weird. So anyway, but then also, I just want to go there for a second, because this person also suddenly disappears in all the chats, in all the rooms, everywhere they were, including the Discord with me. And what happens is their name changes to somebody that you used to know inside the Discord with me. And then they just vanish. Right? Last time you see him is at the vigil that was streamed on YouTube for summer the other day at the lake. And stables. And then it becomes that night, by the way, at the vigil, that chasing them like, oh no streams, no cameras. And they didn't want me there because they didn't want me near cameras. And then for my safety, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about, right? And then all of a sudden somebody in chat put something about blowing up a video. I'm like, well, okay, maybe. There are crazies out there. But I do know something's wrong by this point. But that's the last time I see, look, there's really nobody's faces in there except people I think are definitely not YouTubers. They're fanatics. They're people who do genuine love. Some are from across the country and things, and everywhere that came. Those faces are shown. But the people, like, all that, and it's like, but it's requested it not be streamed, and suddenly all these platforms are okay with that, even though the clicks and views are there, so they upload it later. But only so much as that it's really kind of people not connected to them. There's no faces for any of them. Right? So it's the last time I see this bank lady in person is on, they show her face. Then she starts disappearing in chats. Her Discord name changes. Then she poofs out of fucking existence. And all of us are questioning where the fuck did she go in these groups, right? And like, oh, there was a fight and she was treated bad about the vigil and this and her decoration. Like, none of us ever saw that, and we were all questioning. It was like, that never fucking happened. Screenshots or it didn't happen. But everybody just goes along with it. I don't. There's something real fucking wrong here. Oh dear. So then, there's just all kinds of confidence tricks and weirdness and shit being played, and this is bizarre. So then, I mean, like one night, the chase person is supposed to raffle off a candle or something from another vigil. And they're like, well, I have a shirt and I wanted to keep it, but, if it'll help Summer, then here's the shirt. And, I'm not oblivious to how crazies act. And I figured, it'd be quite a bit of money that would go to Summer's fund at some point during the first phase. So it's not raffled off until like 2 days after marathon was supposed to be fucking ended anyway. Never got a total on it. Still don't know who won it. Somebody paid them for it though. That money definitely was taken somewhere. So I have nowhere to send it. I keep being promised that Chase or somebody's going to pick it up. But nobody seems to be worried about that but me. Either way, there's at one point Chase is supposed to be getting physical items sent him, like gift cards, things like that people wanted to send for us. Those never appear. Even though I'm told that they're there, people send them, they're like, hey, have you gotten this or whatever yet, right? Nope. Y'all, whatever you sent, didn't get it, but I do know it was being received at a certain point because, but it never got here, including today, and I'll get more on today here in a minute. And I don't know, I may want to do these in separate fucking videos and then open them all up so they can't. I don't know what the fuck I need to do, honestly. Because these motherfucking YouTubers are good at mass reporting and getting shit taken down pages, and I just don't know what the fuck. So anyway, over the course of the few days, I've had my doubts even as far as fucking PIs working the hill at fucking Candace and Dawn's, and being legit, because, honestly, I just don't fucking know, and they do know one of these fucking YouTubers personally, and I've had some weird feelings in my gut about that from the beginning, and I'd asked even if there was, orders in place to keep them from, getting all this information and doing something else with it, or trying to write books or get money, and I was assured that was not the case, and I don't honestly know. However, I think this goes far deep and wide, and I think it's had very real consequences for Summer's investigation. But these people are playing a very deep fucking game, and I don't know if the money was the objective, but I'll tell you, there's probably a hell of a lot there, more there than what they're saying there is, or there's not as much there. And what they've actually been doing behind the scenes is using what's coming in to pay people, or to put, say, $500 in accounts as confidence trick money, right? Con artist shit. To get, locals to trust them, or the FBI member, whatever, and get information from them. And tell them not to tell their cops, because you know how many times during this I've been told not to tell the cops, or not to do this, or not to do that, or to give them the descriptions instead on live. Now, why in the fuck would anybody do that? Like today, that's what I was supposed to do. Why in the fuck would you do that? Wouldn't that give that person I'm specifically identifying head that's who they're going to have a picture of, and then they could run off? Are you fucking shitting me? Oh dear. Look, y'all just don't know how crazy this fucking is, and the tactics being used against me, and definitely in a way to where somebody here is manipulative enough and enough of a con artist. They're just not regular con artists. They definitely know enough tactics against domestic violence, and the same order of things, and how to try to keep me from picking up as fast. These people are fucking abusers and sick and twisted motherfuckers, let me tell you. And they say this is, I don't know. And I don't know how, because what makes you doubt is you go, well, how in the hell would they expect not to be caught? I can't tell you that either. But I do know that if you watch, their faces are never present. It's always icons. I think one of them showed their face, but it doesn't really match the Facebook profile. But either way, it ain't that hard to blend in another store or something, is it? Like, we locals are able to fucking see them, so what's it matter to them? Either way, there's something real wrong deep in wide here. And, I mean, y'all, I done pissed off enough people this month. And I've already got the domestic violence, hypervigilance crazy going. And then, you know, oh my God. Like, I don't even know what to tell anybody. But if you were talking to these fucking people, they're having you go out and take these pictures or go real life for them, and they have you thinking that you're working for police, or you're turning in real tips to police, you better make sure, double fucking sure, that that's who you've actually talked to. And I highly recommend you call the real motherfucking TBI. The real police. I don't give a fuck what county. Even Ronnie Lawson. How Lawson? Go call somebody, guys. Because something's real fucking wrong in Denmark here. And they are definitely working on a deadline, because today I was... Look here. Fuck, it is so convoluted and so hard, guys. So what I'm told for all these days is that there's these people watching me for my safety, right? And I do see traffic, I see certain people, which I think honestly are locals. Telling, because and here's the kicker. Last night, I mean, not like here in the past few hours, let's not like the day before last night. I see people driving by, right? And I see a truck that I know around locally, and I see the guy, and he kind of does this, and he's looking back here, though. Like they don't even know who they're looking for. Now, if you know where I stand or anything, I'm never back that way. I mean, and I've not felt good, and on that particular day, I hadn't really left or went much anywhere. I've been out of here maybe twice, and it's only been to the main house. And it was to cook dinner and come back in, and then like something else mundane. But that's where I go to smoke to, or else I do. So like you can't even really see me from the roadway most of the time. This person's looking back there, and I see it a few times. So it tells me if it was anybody like the off-duty cops, also shit I was right, that it was, and these connections and shit. I don't know what I look like. Yo, come on. And I knew the Chase guy did, and hell, half the world does by now, right? My face is pretty well out there. Y'all know what the fuck I look like. Hair down, hair up. And nope, these people obviously don't. Or this was just a straight out threat. I'll get to that in a second. So, there was a hard push the other night, it seemed like, because what happened was, they could see me start to ask questions behind the scenes to him about the money. Again. Oh boy. And maybe I shouldn't have tipped hand like that. You know, I don't know. But at this point, what the fuck else was I supposed to do? Because fucking FBI was like, contact PayPal. I don't know, man. This is what I'm working with these days. So, and while I've been done with all this, I'm sure Voldemort's been real pleased that I've at least been laying off his fucking abuse ass and posting shit and proof on that front. And this is also why Voldemort and I had point of contention, because it doesn't take me long. But I've had to live my whole fucking life like this, man. Whole life. Picking apart in word, language, text, I mean, whoo. Anyway. So, I start asking questions again. And then what happens is all of a sudden there's this push, this super push. Even though I've been wondering for like 2 weeks by this point how in the hell I was going to say this last part that I needed to say that I think is kind of key myself to summer maybe vanishing. But it's nothing I've not really said openly in a way. I'm just not giving all the details. Not even to all these fucking YouTubers. Like, no. But the cops, yeah, they weren't really paying attention to it either. But the other day when I thought, and it still may be Chris McDonald, unless somebody's faking, I don't know. It's how bizarre shit is. Yeah, I at least let him have part of it. And, I'm going to say him until I know it was actually, because that's how fucked up it is in reality right now. In this goddamn rabbit hole of bullshit. So, they want this last piece from me, right? But I'll tell you, it ain't really the last piece, because there's all kinds of pieces. But it's what they think is the biggest piece, I hope. And, meanwhile I'm bullshitting with them in Discord, and they can think whatever the fuck, and people can think I'm a liar, because I bullshitted these people and did whatever all they want, but I knew something was fucking wrong, and I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna let somebody rob fucking Summer of this motherfucking money. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And all I can ask tonight is the cops go do something to these motherfuckers, and maybe they're wearing or not. I don't fucking know. Honestly. Because I was really told to contact PayPal. I don't fucking know. Either way. So, then, after I started asking more questions and trying to force a drop or force something, still didn't happen. But what then they turned to was kind of abuse tactics, right? And all of a sudden, even though for 2 weeks we've been talking about this, it wasn't a real big deal, but, to them, all of a sudden it becomes this last push, like this hurry push to get the last bit out of me. Basically before they actually have to prove anything with more money or more this or more that, or actually make anything substantial appear. And what it is, they start directing me to whose fucking page. Benny fucking Keys, who they all hate. They don't trust. He's harming Candace. He's got the Dawn show going. He's up for indictments. All kinds of shit's happening there. Even one of the ones Chris McDonald supposedly mentioned have indictments coming for him. And YouTubers. And I have a feeling if those indictments are real, it's all these motherfuckers. Not just. So anyway. But they kept telling me those are rumors, right? And the indictments were rumors. Oh, I have a feeling that's not the motherfucking case. But why would you suddenly... And then 423 Chase is in the mix of this. The person I'm talking to from the true crime community, I was like, let me call Chase and get him to be like a three-way. And you need to go for Benny Keys and just push the views because Squall Tits over through fucking videos. I was like, he's doxing Baltimore. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Baltimore. What the hell are you people talking about? They're like, it's just set up. They're trying to set you up for Summer's disappearance. I was like, dude, I told y'all from day one this could be a possibility coming from down yon way or Voldemort or anybody else. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm the only motherfucker in this situation that was like, please give me a lie detector test. Everybody else is like, oh, well, I see my past. I flunked. Man. I'm just like, but it's a super dramatic push. The personality change is almost instant from each person. And it's like, it's hurried, like, get to me dramatic. You're going to do it now. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving Benny Keys fucking viewers. You know what's going to happen? He's going to take and chop shit apart. Now, mind you, at this point, I've never even watched a Benny Keys video in my whole ass life. Even until like 2 nights ago. And I'm still not. Because I hear the dude's gross. And I hear he's done all kinds of awful, terrible shit. Even from the people he's now besties with. Like, I ain't... Fuck that. I've watched what he's done to them up close and personal, too, on that hill. That shit didn't strike me as right either. Still doesn't. And it's part of why the fucking world gets its feeling from me that I'm protecting Candace. I'm fucking not protecting anybody, but I see the wrong in the background happening. Oh, y'all. So they're trying to push me on to Benny Keys' channel for some reason. 423 Chase is all of a sudden supposed to do a call with him. Well, what do you want me to tell Benny? What do you want me to do this? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. How about y'all concentrate on the very real videos? This fucking bitch is stolen my kids the day before I go to school. Where they knew that. Right? So I'm terrified for my kids. But yet they're over here protecting Voldemort. The whole thing's a shit show. I'm like, fuck this. You're not going to push me or viewers or anything else. And Benny's going to take whatever the fuck I say, parse it out, do whatever. You're not going to fucking use me like that to get that much more views, to get other people hurt and him money, and fuck that. Fuck that. So I get all pissy, then people get pissed off at me because I won't come to heel and do whatever the fuck. Then, what happens is, 423 Chase, and how it ends up being me being pushed to Benny's, is because suddenly Chase has a family fucking emergency and drops the fuck out of a phone call. I don't even know why in the hell he'd be in the middle of it to begin with, between Benny and fucking the person I'm talking to. I mean, it still don't make any sense what's happening right now. I'm like, these people, hey, well, we're going to offer an olive branch. I mean, it's just a panic mode that didn't need to exist. It was super hyper dramatic. And I don't operate on fucking, oh my God. Like, I need clear, calm, cool, level-headed people around me. But once again, it was another change up in tactic to see if it worked to push me. I'm not a complete dumb bitch, y'all. And then the alarm bells really started ringing. I was like, they are pushing for this for a reason, quickly. Why? Ain't just about the money anymore. Ain't just about this bitches catching on to us. I'm gonna sneak a cigarette in here, but you didn't see us happen, okay? I'm gonna be in deep shit. Got air freshener, I promise. It's raining out there, and I can't stop this. Dear family, if you see this, please don't tell on me. I'm being such deep shit. So anyway. Oh yeah, I'm in trouble. So anyway, what happens is, that same night I'm told, in no uncertain terms, like a threat. Well, the people watching earlier, they say you ran out to like 11 cars, like you were at every one of them. I was like, bitch, I think you got the wrong motherfucker. And they're like, well, you're blind, right? Well, bitch, you know that. Look, y'all, how many lives have I done? And how many pounds for people? Of course I'm fucking blind. But apparently people watching don't know. Oh, I don't know, like the people I seen creeping by, like maybe other locals that they've got their little claws into that don't actually know what it looked like, that were seeing other family members' girlfriends or gym visitors or whatever the fuck else. But it wasn't me. Wasn't me. But I see the fucking threat there, right? I see what the fucking setup is. And I'm not playing that, and that really pisses me the fuck off. So then, my daughter hears that, and that terrifies her. Then, they light up on Benny Key's channel. And what's the one thing all these people collectively know by that point? And the reason I started part of this journey anyway was to protect my kids' images and videos and things from being put online, right, guys? I put my face out there first so theirs wouldn't be. And, so, here she is, not before she's supposed to finally start back and have a normal life. And here are these people in there threatening with social work, and oh, they ought to call the whatevers. And I'm like, holy shit, she's terrified. She's fucking terrified that something's going to happen to her when she goes out there to Hogwarts. That somebody's going to come for her. And Sherry's anxious enough, anxiety for fucking roof about starting a new Hogwarts, and all this other thing. So here's all this. Plus, that same night, there was a run-in with Voldemort at fucking the store. So she is just, I mean, all the hell. We all are in here. I'm like, holy shit, guys. We're being threatened with, like, bullshit being made up and cars and people. I mean, that was a fucking full-out threat. I'm telling you. So, at this point, I know some bitches are dangerous, and I gotta pick up the game a little. Now, so then I get into one of the chats, and what happens is, and that's the next morning after I wouldn't do the mini keys thing and all that, and I wouldn't give them what they wanted, right? And then basically, what happens is, there's threats made that I could hear just fine. And then they try to make them like, oh, you didn't see what you heard. You didn't, it's a mistake. It was whatever. But I knew better. It was an outright threat to try to take my voice from me, to make it to where they were going to tell my story for me, to where they were going to out whatever screenshots and shit they got in Discord. And look, what they don't realize is, well, fuck around and find out. When I don't trust somebody, you know, and I know your cons of some variety, good luck with that. So, whatever. I mean, look, oh, dude, I'll get to that in a minute. Either way, so what happens is, that sets me the fuck off. I couldn't help it. God damn me, I couldn't help it. It was a trigger just like it was Voldemort. But I don't think they expected it. I don't think they expected the reaction they got from me with it. They thought I'd be tame and calm, well, hey, and you know, well, let's talk. It was another tactic to try to get me to do what they wanted to come to heal. And it didn't work. Instead, I went off in chat, and I started questioning the money, and the funds, and the fundraiser, everything. Across the fucking board. But in a way to where, if need be, I could pull it the fuck back. Right? But people started catching on quick. They were like, read between Jodie Sue's lines. And everybody started, people in live started going, oh, I think that's a fake one. I think that's a troll. I don't think that's a real judge. Bullshit. And the real chat members knew better. And then the live gets shut down. And then they're messaging me going, is that really you? And chat like they didn't know. They fucking knew damn good and well it was me. And then it becomes this big push, and then it's an abusive sort of thing. If you don't want to talk, blah, blah, blah. And it was, man, what did we do? And I mean, just using a tactic, throwing at the wall to try to get me to come in. And yesterday, I kind of just stayed quiet. Didn't say much after that. And I mean that like the day before, because yesterday, not now, because it's like 3 a.m., which is the only safe time I felt like I could do this fucking video without people seeing me lift the phone up through the goddamn glass over here driving by for them. And watching me. Thanks, locals. You're not working for who you think you're working for. You don't even know what the fuck I look like. Stop it. Idiots. Jesus. So anyway. I take Tiny Human to Hogwarts today. She was petrified, y'all. You just don't even have any fucking idea. But we made it through that, right? And she had a good day. And I took some calming one day, and then, lo and behold, who starts calling me, and it's there, and it's like, yeah, I don't really know what happened, but then here's this other coded, like, wait. Yeah, that was last night. Okay, so anyway. what happens is, you're in so much trouble. Ugh. No smoke's in here. Excuse me. Anyway. I'll probably just spray that in my fucking drink. So anyway, I start being like, oh, well, things are lost in text and this. I'm like, they ain't being lost. Like, you are literally trying to tell me now today using a different tactic that I didn't hear and see what I see and motherfucking heard. This is fucking abusive. But you know what? Today I've got my calm tits on. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? At this point. So then I just get a second call and it's like, oh, well, you know what? Like, things just get lost and I start being guilt tripped. Like, dear old, it's really like being back in the box with Voldemort, guys. All of a sudden, it's my fault. I'm somehow the one taken away from them and their lives and this boo bullshit. I'm like, I see you guilt tripping me, motherfuckers. I see you pulling this on me right now, but also, like, and you have to know, like, some of them, it's like they're working in teams, and then there's the good guy, bad guy. And then each person has a personality, and what I'm supposed to have is timid-ass personality, then all of a sudden you see shit come out. Then they say, well, they don't have to want for anything, husband works, blah, blah's happening. But then why are they fucking doing all this extra shit on the side they see in the background? Why do they only have, like, a thing to transfer between TVs in their fucking house to watch for? I mean, shit don't make sense. I know, but then all of a sudden it's this shit that is an attitude you wouldn't have if you were this other timid person, but then all of a sudden you're a researcher, but then all of a sudden you're dramatic and oh my god, I can't keep my cool. We've got to do something now type of person. It's not acts. It's trying any personality, anything they can at certain moments to try to manipulate me into doing what they want. It's real fucked up and gross. So then last night, what happens, I mean, I talk to him, whatever, and I'm like, well, I'll speak and do whatever on my own terms, you know, but then all of a sudden it becomes like the same thing Squall kind of did to me the other day. And I really don't know. I don't think Squall's enough years. I think Squall's one of she's been tricked to place people too into thinking she's going to get something out of it, or she's going to be famous on YouTube or whatever. Put up with what she was. Because I told y'all days ago that I caught her lying to me, what I thought was recording me, trying to get me to say things because she was too lazy to do her own research, and then she obviously stolen videos of fucking Facebook that weren't public of my children in behest, and I forbidden keys. I know that, so whatever. Anyway, what happens is, we're just talking about, at some point, talking about this and going my way, right? Whenever the fuck I feel comfortable. But all of a sudden, it's this promise of more sketch artists again. Somebody to interview me in a way to where they can keep me talking in a linear fashion, where it's not everywhere. And I'm like, they've been promising sketch artists, live festivals from the beginning. I've never seen that happen either, obviously. And there may very well have been real people offer, like the screenshot or whatever, but I never saw any of that transpire. As a matter of fact, the private investigators promised me that too. Never happened with them either. So this is just like, they're going to get all this stuff together again for the 400th time, right? I don't pay any mind to it. Eventually somebody else calls or something happens, I don't know. And, 423 Chase calls at one point, or gets in the Discord with me. And he's like, oh, I'm in the hospital with my dad, and I ain't got to for this and that, but, I got over as soon as one of my guys, can get free. Meanwhile, I'm watching these people watch me, So where the fuck's it at for hours? It's not. So that tells me there's multiples there, whatever. And it's another one of those, like, different personality swaps. So then, also the guilt thing, like the other person was using on me today. I'm like, it's real fucking weird. And Chase was the one that's supposed to open up his shirt at a certain point. But that's never mentioned again. Not even that. I'm like, well, hell, at least have one of them stop by and get the fucking shirt. No. So it's to build that kind, and then I'm showing all this shit, like the ad revenue off of my videos that's supposedly monetized or do whatever over on their channel. That's supposed to be coming to me that I didn't even know about. The pennies, whatever, on the dollar. I don't give a fuck about any of that. And that's what nice people are. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. So, at this point, half the internet's eating me alive because, well, no, let me make it clear. The rest of what I think's involved here with this crime community, their other fellow pages suddenly start eating me. And I can see it. The discredit's in full swing, right? And then I start hearing people say shit like I was talking about eating fresh babies. Oh. But there's discrediting starting, right? Just like a good-ass abuser. Man, I don't know why everything leads back to Baltimore. I know it makes it sound crazy, but it's the same thing they do. It's the same thing narcopath abusers do. It's the same type of tactics. Which is like what he did for years to cashiers, to people, anybody would listen. It was, she's whatever, she's this, she's that. It's the same type of thing, right? It makes you unbelievable. It makes you the bitch, the bad person. It makes you whatever. When honestly, all you're doing is raising a family, doing whatever. You have no fucking clue. Thing is, in Baltimore, I did help. People called me every day going, he was talking shit again, or every time I go in the store, well, he was up here doing his usual, trying to pull pussy, like with, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, been there, done that for years. Yeah, fucking break. So, anyway, comes down to yesterday to get, and then I start getting, like, the Chase thing went far, the gift card thing, right? See, I was expecting any moment. So there's a tactic to try to get you to trust them. Then they show me all these other screenshots of supposed money, and then all of a sudden that Hurricane Camille person with the email that's been collecting donation money from all these chats, and I mean a fuck ton of it. And yesterday, by the way, they had told me that, okay, well, just tell her I'll send it out to Walmart to get the phone. That way she can get one. Like, bitch, if you really think that I don't know there's more in that motherfucker sent to you than just a cheap-ass flip phone from Walmart, you must think I'm fucking stupid. So then I started asking the others. I was like, look, here's the deal. If so much as one penny is fucking off from any of this fundraising shit, it's going to devalue the whole thing. Nothing will ever be done like this again for another missing child or for summer. People won't trust. Like, this could be a really good thing. If you all fuck it up and there's no accounting for any of this shit, I want to know who's got that fucking account, who is looking into it, who's keeping tally on it, because this is bullshit and it's a motherfucking lie. Something is wrong here. Oh, and then shit really goes sideways. Then the pickup becomes this evening to fresh babies, and I'm pushing babies off cliffs and shit, right? Now, meanwhile, half of this true crime community has hated this Tiffany person the whole time I've been around. I've never even watched one of their videos either, mind you. Then all of a sudden it becomes a push tonight. Like, Chase is supposed to bring in the cars. That doesn't happen. Then all of a sudden this frenetic pace picks up again, just like it did there. This drama thing. Oh, right now you gotta go over to Tiffany's. They've got the videos playing, and they're eating you alive. Meanwhile, in all this in the past 2 days, I keep being told by the same community, you need to make your Facebook private. You need to make your Facebook. They're eating you alive. Y'all, what I have public is public for a reason. Why would I gotta close my Facebook. You know why the 2-day push? Because I posted the video that kind of cast doubt on this fucking fundraiser and them, right? So it's this dramatic, oh my God, I beg, just close your Facebook down. Make it private. You're in danger, girl. So then, I'm pushed to go over to Tiffany's tonight. These same people, just like I was Benny Keys the other night. People they supposedly don't work with, and there's this big drama about how somebody's removed as a mod, the person that brought me over. I don't know. But Tiffany's playing a video, and like, well, I want some sort of answer from Jodie Sue now. She's in here and whatever. And I'm like, look, girl, you know, we're calling people the whatever words and stuff up in Dunkin' Donuts, supposedly, or some shit. And don't talk to me about words out of my mouth over here being a hypocrite. I was literally making atheism jokes or something. I don't fucking know. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about, fucking fresh babies. Fuck fun. And then she's like, well, whatever. And I'm like, well, whatever. You know, ended that, got out of there, because I ain't got no use for that shit. So that tactic didn't work to get me on live, because that's what they're wanting. Me to go up on live with her. Basically. But she could drink, because she was like, oh, well, if you want to talk, you know, yeah. So just like the Benny Keys shit, right? Makes sense to you all? Makes sense to any of you? Yeah. So anyway, again, I'm just like, meh. Because I know what's happening by this point. Tactic didn't work the first time. Didn't work the second time. Then all of a sudden I'm contacted. And called back. I'm going live in just a second. You know, and I've got somebody that's supposed to be a newspaper reporter. They come out of the chat. They did whatever. And they're volunteering. And I'm like, so you don't even know if they're real. We're going to make them wave at me first. And all this bullshit. And if this one person pops in under this code name or something, they're actually going to be a sketch artist. And I'm like, you know, the last one I was supposedly talking to said they couldn't do it without meeting me face to face and all this other shit. And I was like, man, I know, but a sketch artist just doesn't make sense. And I'm like, why would you want a sketch artist or anything, but why would you want a fucking suspect? To know that you know what they fucking look like. If that's what you all think it is, like it alerts them. Kind of dumbass shit. Well, even if we could just get like a minor, you know, detailed thing and no, anybody actually trying to help Summer wouldn't want that. You'd want that to happen behind the scenes. These people really are about the clicks and likes, even at the expense of Summer in her life. And they're getting ready to take off with tens of thousands of dollars meant for Summer. So, and from innocent people around the world who donated to that. And I'm not real pleased. So, hopefully a cop out there somewhere fucking listens or is aware. I don't fucking know. Because like I said, last time I said shit, I got people telling me to contact PayPal. I don't know. Either way, so, I mean, that last thing I get is suddenly this push to go live, and I didn't agree to this because they were like, well, drink some hot tea or something. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm sitting there with my kids watching movies and not a pee. What? I'm going live. I'm hitting it because you know how I feel about lives. I don't like lives. And this sketch artist says, well, you got it. I mean, it's this frenetic pace that is not their typical personality, right? And then I realized these researchers and things inside of this, which I realized this days ago, inside this Discord, there's one or two that are fairly smart and have actually done stuff, seem to be somewhat local, There are a couple others, they must have that QAnon shit, and they're all stuck on the trafficking idea, no matter what the fuck. And the baby selling, and apparently, this one night, oh, I knew, because there's supposedly some sort of fucking, like, military-based group of females or something. She was like, you tell me what this is about, and Tiffany Marie's was eating babies. I'm like, oh, hell. So this whole time that this woman has been getting on my nerves going, poor, I mean, I got that feeling of them, and also I wondered several times, because they're both blonde, if they're also not the one posing for the picture for the fake FBI person that's female, because they use the same language. The same sort of fanatic, religious type of talk about summer that's kind of fucking gross when you don't know her. Like, our baby. All of a sudden, you're eating babies tonight. I was like, are you seriously coming out with me with this when you've talked to me? Like, are you dead ass? You gotta be fucking kidding me, right? Like, I ain't got time for this shit with you. This is stupid. Like, go the fuck on. But I just asked her to fucking, I mean, like, so then I realized these researchers are just wild too. It's who are they sticking rooms together to make shit seem legit. And they're definitely locals or whoever they can get to work for them to make things look the way they're looking for them. And there's actually like a few big members working all these people together simultaneously. So, and meanwhile, I mean, I thought these people were probably, sitting there listening, watching, taking screenshots of shit they thought they were really getting. Whatever the fuck else. And I'm like, recording whatever the fuck they thought they were. Oh, Lord, y'all usually know. So, anyway, and then today, that was one of the things, like, they dropped a big insert, and I'm like, well, here's all the stuff, in case you want, we cannot talk again. That may have been yesterday, I don't remember, the days are blurring, but somewhere past 2 days in the Discord, they're like, here's all the stuff, and it's basically threads, like, here's the things, like I said, I wouldn't, make any of our private stuff, whatever, for legal purposes, and blah, blah, and I'm like, but here it all is in this nice package for you, so you can just cut ties along the way. I'm like I'm some dumb hillbilly that doesn't know storage exists, or you could still let out, like, duh. But it was basically a threat of, we're going to, if you don't. I'm smart to this fly shit, y'all. I ain't that dumb. I ain't that dumb. So, anyway, then night comes around, and it's here, hurry up, get online. And I'm like, we're not going to do that. That's the same shit that set me off the other day. You take them for what? Nope. But either way, what happens is conveniently enough, their shit blew up on them because the crazy bitch accused me of eating babies that they have working for them, is apparently too fanatical to stand a statement like that. So I was able to be like, man, I'm fucking done with all this bullshit. Bye! Meanwhile, then what started happening was, now last time hours Chase nor any of his people have showed up to any of that shit that went to that P.O. box, which I'm sure is quite a bit, and I couldn't tell you what. Also what happened, and conveniently enough, everybody's starting to have family emergencies in here. Also earlier, I was told that Chase wanted me not to be on YouTube until next Friday. Not to be on there at all, because there was a super serious, he had the inside intel that something was really up and on its way coming down the pipeline and whatever, but it had to do with Grandus and the knee brace not being real, and I'm like, dude, that knee brace wasn't real. I'm pretty sure there'd be an arrest made and no hospital visit. Like, you're fucking stupid. And no, well, Grandis is the one that did this, and I'm like, And what the hell does that got to do with me? How does it make sense? It has nothing to do with me being on YouTube. What the hell? No, they just don't want me on YouTube. Because they're afraid I'll slip, somebody ask me a question. I might blurt out something else, like, bleh. Because they don't come up with anything tangible that they've promised or said and whatever. And then they can't take this story they think they've gotten from me and spread it and do their clicks and drama and, oh boy, right? Because I won't speak for them, so now they think that, y'all, I promise you, anything they put out ain't what they think it is. So anyway, and I know it makes me sound bad, but whatever. I knew something was fucking up, and I just ain't gonna let money poof into fucking oblivion. That's for a very real missing girl that I very much know. And, so anyway, or for all these people, that's the thing, I mean, even if cops do something about this, all the people out here, they have time to maybe do fraud alerts on their cards and bank accounts and to start pulling and retracting money back from these people because there seems to be a deadline. And what that is, I don't know. I know I was told next Friday for some reason about YouTube. But then tonight, another couple people working with started asking questions and then we're suddenly shut down. Now all of a sudden people are all like, oh, family emergency, can't talk. Family this, somebody's dying that, right? Chase still never appears to any of that shit, nor to any of his people that I still see driving by watching us through the night and now. Not as frequent right now. Hence this. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll be spotted because I was also hint dropped that Keys and all them are fully capable of having their little hacker pals do phones, and that they've seen pictures of people, and they have videos of people involved in this through their phones and stuff that they've turned on, that Keys has done that with. So there's another threat, right? And my phone has been acting fucked up as shit. And I kept thinking, man, it's whatever fucking Baltimore's doing, because I'm that paranoid, right? And I'm like, but I've also been like, the feds are like asshole deep in that shit since all this went down. At least I hope they'd be anyway, but I'm the fucking neighbor of a missing girl, y'all. I don't expect any different. I go through that shit. I don't care. But, I mean, the feds are better at it. Phone wasn't glitching, and then it occurs to me it has been since all this bullshit, these yahoos from YouTube. Fucked up shit, y'all. So anyway, it's not above the room. You can turn on people's cameras, shit like that. It's not that hard either. So I wouldn't go past Keys and only being that type of fucking... Yeah, I don't know. Regardless. That's where we're at, and it sounds crazy, doesn't it? It sounds batshit. Especially from the I ain't babies lady. And look at me, I'm abused and there's people driving by lady. My abuser's at the store lady. And really honest, God, I'm more afraid to have a fucking hand in that now. Like, to try to freak me out, put me in panic mode to where I was an easier target, quite frankly. But yeah, I do know Voldemort was responsible for that. I do know that certain conversations and things were getting back to me from Voldemort, pointed stuff, and then not even, like, he'd run to my family. So, trust me, I'm not imagining all the Voldemort harassment either. They could have been responsible for it, like the traffic pickup, all kinds of shit, once they knew what cars from watching my videos were coming by. But anyway, the thing is that, this money is wrong with it. I love it. And I don't know how they're going to disappear with it, but I'm sure there's a fucking way. But now I'm being told to stay off YouTube till next Friday. They want my Facebook shut down. They want me to make it private. And none of this shit makes any sense. I'm basically being threatened on a bunch of levels. It's, here's this information drop shit they think they have. And, then there's, the threat. Very real people watching me. I just want you to know that. They really fucking are, and I've seen them for days now. For weeks. And, they were there when I left the fucking hotel at one point, and there was a cop situation that was very fucking weird. These people showed up out of nowhere and were right behind me in the vehicle. They said they were. So they are staying close to me. Whoever the fuck, these YouTubers, they are staying near me. Whether it's locals they have working for them, thinking they're working for the feds, watching me. I know it sounds crazy, y'all. But many of the kids are watching it, seeing it in real time. These people are doing it, whether it's locals thinking they're working for the feds, whether it's locals thinking they're working for these YouTubers, whether it's YouTubers working for YouTubers, I don't fucking know, but I highly doubt there's that many actual YouTubers in it, but they are actually working locals, and the FBI, fake FBI things, very real and probably tricked enough people to make them think locally that they are indeed working for feds to watch me, but they're actually not. They're working for a bunch of YouTubers to make me believe that. That's how fucking crazy this is. Because it's like the people that are passing by today, it's like, dude, I could tell they weren't even like, it was looking back here and towards the other people on the drive. It had nothing to do with me. They didn't even know what it looked like. So it tells me it's probably locals, and they definitely don't have a picture from a cop or Chase, or hadn't even looked up YouTube or my Facebook. Like, they were just told to come by and look like, I don't know. But that's how fucking scary this is. And then it basically told my phone's live, and there's a threat. Y'all, I'm pretty sure we're in very real danger. I'm about 63 fronts right now. I've pissed off all the police in the area. Baltimore's really not happy with me. I hear, I don't know if it's true, Squall's full of shit, but apparently she's advertising some upcoming special with my abuser. Fuck around and find out. So anyway, I don't know how far and deep this rabbit hole goes. And I hope to God the fucking police, the feds, somebody do. But these motherfuckers are getting ready to scatter. And they're working on a timeline. And a quick one. And I know that the fucking marathon was supposed to end days ago. But then all of a sudden, here they are not still going. Oh, well, why don't we do this? And that this is other shit don't make sense, right? We reach your mark. Chase is supposed to walk into the bank, right? And I guess they think everybody's dumb and well, there's a thing. There's a lot of people online. We need a better education system, like I said, because, and a lot of people have never touched $30,000 in their lives. I, however, am not one of those people. If you know anything about my past job history and stuff, I touch more than that fucking catering events. It doesn't take what you think it takes. If you know anything about my family, I mean, there's been, like, y'all, I know how millions work coming in and out of banks, and how quick that can be fucking done, cut, even with caveats, even if you say, I don't want this to do that, I don't want this account, whatever, like that, it can happen. And then these people are like, oh, well, on the phone, I asked about it. Yesterday, day before. And I mentioned this exact thing I'm saying to you now. I was like, never seen them take it on. Well, they want chain of custody. I was like, and they're like, and they called the bank and left a voicemail. I was like, really? They only called the bank one time and left a voicemail. They didn't keep trying to get this money out for summer. And then it becomes, well, there was an email and we were all CC'd in it to the bank, but they've not responded, so we're just waiting on that. Y'all, I dare any one of you to call Civis Bank in Rogersville tomorrow and see how quick they answer that phone. Tell me that's not bullshit. Tell me it's not. It's $30,000 at that point. Ain't like it's $1 billion. It seems like a lot to most folks, especially those who could only afford $2, $3, $5 to donate. It's not that much money. And it's not that hard to transfer, put caveats on, or anything else. And then everybody's like, but I see merch actually going out. Well, it's not hard to put out a $5 fucking t-shirt either. And then have enough people, getting this bullshit crap merchandise to make it look legit to others, like they're actually going to receive it. It's part of the con. You're taking in $30, $40, $50, $60,000. Well, you could afford 20, 30, 40 fucking bullshit shirts, right? And to make it look legit. Well, it's going to take a while because this, it's going to take a while because that. But then I'm like, well, why do y'all need to keep going until the money all comes in this and there? It doesn't make sense. Well, we want to be transparent. Well, okay, just cut the $30,000 fucking dollars, get it to the damn bank, then continue fundraising if money keeps coming in, and then cut that out to whatever. Well, we gotta do it. It's too many goddamn excuses. That fucking video coming down instantly after it made it sound too shady and got too excited when that number hit, right? Which I'm sure is way more in the background than just $31,000, quite fucking frankly. Because there are other groups I don't think had a bit to do with this. They were pulled over by other communities that are smaller, and they just wanted to help out. They wanted to help out a missing girl, and they donated to it. And I think that's how they got a lot of the money, was other people really trying to help Summer. From other little smaller groups that aren't even remotely related, but are part of the real true crime families. They're trying to figure stuff out, but they mostly watch videos, Scooby-Doo online. Whoever these motherfuckers are going real life in a really fucked up way. And I think they really are hurting cases. And probably, from what I'm learning, Benny Key seems to have a lot to do with a bunch of missing kids cases, and then seems to be there's some sort of correlation with him not being found and shit. And it worries me. Like, their little hands are shit so deep they're fucking up cases so badly that it's maybe costing these children their lives. Either way, yeah, but who really knows what's true whenever running these people? But they're wanting me off YouTube for some reason. And then tonight, now, mind you, a couple of them are super pissed off at me still, and I'm not talking to still, are still running as of tonight, just a couple hours ago. And people are like, oh, how's Jodie Sue? Is she okay? Are her and her kids safe? I mean, real concerned human beings out there. And they've not heard from me. So, I don't know what excuses are being given to them. But, then, here comes that fucking donation email again, guys. Popping right up. In people's chats that are mad at me. Does that make sense to any of you? In a particular person that's linked to the motherfucking PIs at that are on that fucking hill down Internet Road. And by the way, the PIs told me not to speak either early on this. Because the internet would eat me. I'm like, over what? For what? But then as soon as I did speak, they called me like they were my parents. Like, oh, what a good, I'm like, there's something creepy about, like, and I'm sorry. I've met them. They seemed like these guys. I'm questioning and suspect to everybody right now. But I do know that this is some variety of con. For sure. And definitely centered around certain YouTubers. But that money is getting ready to go bye-bye. I guarantee it. How, when, where, how they think they're not going to get caught is beyond me. And then I guess they're going to get more money off clicks, likes, and views if they can try to dump what they think they've got from me or others or information in between. Probably, honestly, they're trying to get me to speak, so it raises up super chats and things like that, and they get a last push of funds for a few days from it. And if they can't get it from me, they're going to dump what they think they got from me. So, either way, and they want me off YouTube till next week for nonsensical reasons. And it's like, it didn't take me long to figure out there was something up with the whole waiver for Summer's image. When I've been told at first, I thought, well, it's a great idea. I talked to the Hill. And then it became, you know, and all these things play pieces in here. And it's like, well, I'll be goddamn if people are going to, you know, fuck around and find out. But it's like this point, like, what cop have I not pissed off in the area? I don't know. And dumbass me has been out in the real fucking cops probably knowing maybe what's going on. I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Oh, dear. It is what it is. You know. But, dude, I just cannot. The depth and scope of this fucking shit show is beyond me. And I don't know how these people think they're... And it's like the billboard. I'm pretty sure the first monies for it were donated too, right? But then the number changed for some reason to a... They said it changed from a real number to a cops to something else. I couldn't figure that out and still can't. But it makes it look like there's one tangible thing, right? But what's $500 or $600 for a donated billboard when you're raking in tens of thousands of fucking dollars anyway? And then also, getting these locals to tell you shit they think they're telling the real feds or real this or real that, and they're not. So then they've got real info from people to say down on Beach Creek and shit that maybe aren't willing to talk to cops, that maybe think if they're like super special and talking to a super special secret agent, they might have told something that was key to Summer. And that's where the really fucking sad part is. And now that they've been used like this, they may never speak. But, you know, I called the fucking feds about this shit. And I told them about this fake FBI person weeks ago. And then the second time I called back, I was told to contact PayPal. And then I was just like, fuck it. Fuck around and find out, I guess. So, that's where we're at. I also told the Hill it was fake FBI. I've told private investigator. I've told, like, I don't know how many more motherfuckers are going to clue in there's something wrong with this shit. But this is where we're at. So I'm here kind of alone. Definitely know money's going to be taken off with. Wondering how fucking far down this game goes. And there's so much more to the story, y'all, but it's... it's fucked up. It's real fucked up. And I would appreciate it if y'all just, I don't know, ring the alarm bells. I don't know what to tell anybody. But there's definitely some sort of fucking time on it. They don't want me to fuck up this money for them. And they got to do with the fundraiser. That's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you, oh, poor Summer's the whatever here. And what they did when Candace and them said no to the waiver, they did them live. Anybody around them live, didn't they? Even accused the church people of cocaine and fucking liquor and shit. And I remember them accusing other people that were helping out of all this other bullshit too. However, I'll tell you something fucking my shit still stands on some of them fucking cults and groupies and protecting everybody at all costs bullshit. They're wild. Still ain't got nothing for them folks. Everybody in this fucking mess is fucking suspect at this point. Just fucking super sus. Oh. And, you know, poor, like, I'm over here, I'm like, my ass can't trust anybody anyway, so glad I fucking didn't. Like, you just can't. Man, I really thought I'd never date again. And that was my only issue. Just because I couldn't trust human being on the face of the planet for forever. Now, these motherfuckers working this hard at this shit at the expense of a very real missing girl just, oh, this hard and this wild and this deep down the rabbit hole. And I doubt I've even reached the bottom of it, quite frankly. The depravity in fucking humanity is real. The grossness of other humans is very fucking real. There are monsters among us, and I've lived among many. This for me is a whole new kind of fucking low. And I don't know how these people think they're going to disappear. And I'm sure the $500 that they've wired, and see, here's the thing, this person was supposedly wiring money into the fucking funds too. And I figured some of us thought they were doing the double chats or bonus, whatever the fuck they were, they're bullshit. Because it makes the audience give more, right? That's like Con 101. Hell, it's like the same thing the 80s sweater guy did with the chopped carrot hang, or whatever the fucking Floby. Look, if you do this right now for $19.99, you know, but it works, especially in this area, smaller towns, people who keep up the shit. The QAnon audience, like a crazy lady in Discord with me who really thought I was eating babies, but as a researcher, y'all can't. Either way, and let me tell you, there is going to be a fucking shit show from this video. They're going to try to shut it down, my Facebook down. So if you're watching, record it. Send it to others. Do whatever the fuck you need to do. Push people to it that are in those chats. Help them get their fucking money and shit back, because there's something real wrong here, and I promise you that money's not getting some, or something's wrong. Very wrong. And it's not me trying to hurt anybody because I'm mad at them. This is a fucking game, and it's sick, and, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen to me and these kids when I post this shit publicly here in a minute. Because they're very much our people coming by the house here. At the behest of these people, and have been. Day and night. And, like I said, it was threatened with the camera coming, being watched. And, these people are definitely getting ready to jet, because there's family emergencies popping up all over the place, and all these other things, and Friday seems to be the timeline, and all these clues are coming together, but we're working on a quicker one than even I think. So maybe the people, and I think the marathon supposedly now ended yesterday or some shit. So hopefully there's time for people to do fraud alerts and all sorts of stuff through them, but definitely contacts. Ring bells, do something. I encourage anybody who thinks they're working for a real clandestine Fed to rethink that real hard. Contact the real feds with a real number you find. Don't reach back out to that fucking source. If you're going fucking real life down Beach Creek, like I've told her from the beginning, stop it. Stop. Which they didn't like, by the way. Well, but I've been on that shit for months and will continue to be. I was done to being terrorized just like everybody else. I don't like it. Nobody else does either. And I've known for weeks that it was people working for the fake FBI motherfucker too, so, So that's why I continue with the police stay out of fucking Beach Creek. Yeah, and it turns out they didn't like it. But yeah, they definitely want me shut up, shut down, make my Facebook private, and they're doing it in these ways to try to scare me, threaten me, and I don't know what the fuck to expect, but I'm sure it's not going to be good. So, And if they can make the camera go live or whatever, fuck it, I'm probably gonna see pictures of my naked ass. Who knows what else? Don't really care. Whatever. Anyway. So yeah, tomorrow, in the morning, here in a couple hours, I'll try to get a hold of the feds again and see if somebody will take me seriously today. And not tell me to contact PayPal. And, try some decent police officers I fucking know and see if anybody's got word of this wild ass unbelievable shit yet to where maybe I'm not looked at and slow blinked at. And yeah, I get it. I get it, guys, but damn. Everybody always says, Jodie Sue. Jodie Sue. Until. Look, I told Voldemort I was going to put that on my ass as a tattoo. Still gonna. Because it applies over so many realms of my life. And if this crazy shit doesn't stop finding me, and I don't stop finding it, and I don't stop being such a bleeding fucking heart for everything, like my heart does get me into some fucking murky waters, dude. It's the worst thing. It's how Baltimore happens. It's one of the worst moments of my goddamn life has been my dumbass heart. About died, I don't know how many times for it, like, strangers, friends alike, trying to save the unsavable. I'm gonna take it out of my chest and sling it. And then I just don't have to worry about it no more. But, we've reached the point where my hot cocoa is cold. It's nasty. There's definitely more to this fucking thing. I probably left out a shit ton of it. I do have screenshots, but y'all just know they're going to fucking lose their shit. Eat Me Alive is going to be drops full of shit they think they've got tomorrow. They don't. I'll tell the other piece of the fucking story. It's already out there here in a day or two. Maybe. And then in the morning I'm going to have to try to contact feds and police and whoever else will fucking listen. Hopefully y'all do the same, tonight. If you know people that'll fucking listen, that these motherfuckers are going to jet. And there's still proof in time tonight. But it's going on tonight. It's got to be. Because everybody's suddenly having fucking family emergencies and shit. And shit around here. Something's very, very wrong. But yeah, just know that, I don't give one fuck about any of that money and shit, except for what was supposed to go summer. And, but being able to ask about the shit for the kids helped me figure out what the fuck was wrong. And that summers could potentially vanish too. It wasn't just like two random email. Even that can somehow fucking vanish, I guess. And then I guess when you start thinking about the icons they're using, then I can't figure out why now somebody real like Chris McDonald would have actually been in a Facebook live with, or, live with them. If they were actually, man, it's all fucked. But I don't know that was actually him. Hell, he could have had other purposes for being there too, even if it was him. Or caught up just like everybody else was pushed into a fucking room like these people love doing. And then it's like all this information they're wanting to gather, and all the looking and the work they're actually putting in to do whatever. And I don't think it's actually about Summer or them actually finding Summer or, whatever. I mean, I think it's about making it look like they are in order to do fundraisers or something like this. Or if they can't do fundraisers in places and that doesn't work. Because I know that a couple of them do the merchandise and fundraisers for kids everywhere, right? But, what I can't figure out is what the information they get. I mean, all they can get are super pushes for the more cash flow into their fucking Facebooks and shit. But then how do the cops not trace that? How does it not work? Why are none of these people in jail? But here's the thing, some of these YouTube things, they're all brand new, started in the 3 weeks or so, and like a week or two before my videos, and other people starting to put out stuff openly. So I don't know how many are working together and what all their angles are. Some groups may actually be working for the information on here to get the clicks and views, and then of course there's no crime in that, right? But then they all benefit off of it because they all share, once they change names, locations, and are scattered through servers, aren't actually where they are anyway, and, take off money from the last shit, pretend to be in the next there, as a missing child or a missing person comes up. Because as far as I know, the merch from summer have been up since June, way before I ever entered 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then I guess I made it visible enough that it was taken from them, and whoopsies. And then I noticed the Obsidian character was asking in chats too to be paid. They were homeless or this. They weren't getting their money apparently. I mean, there's all kinds of people being used in here that people fucked over, scammed, lied to, whatever. But, what I worry about most is what effect they've very much had on Summer's case in the background. Because they blame it on each other. I'm like, y'all aren't the ones going real life, right? Like, no, it was so-and-so's channel, so-and-so's this. I'm like, well, that's good. But the next second, you catch them dropping some sort of whatever, and then they would... And that's not really the aspect I was paying attention to at first either, so I didn't really keep up with that. But then I kind of got like, well, are they or aren't they, whatever. But then, I think there's many groups working together for different reasons here. Some for the information, some really trying to find Summer. Some community members thinking they're doing good, but also being paid in a way that probably is not going to turn out okay. And then other locals and stuff being roped in to give tips to what they think for police. So then those are diverted from real police. And then the rest will take off with this fucking real money that's been really raised for Summer. But there are definitely quite a few angles, and I promise you guys, it's the reason I've been being eaten alive for the past 2 days, and apparently eating fresh babies and pushing them off cliffs, because I won't give what they want, because it can make them more money, and more clicks and likes, then they can drop the rest they think they've gotten. And, I guess whatever Keys is looking at my phone for. And I don't know what the last step is if I don't cooperate. Especially with all these motherfuckers driving by the fucking house. So, I don't know. But there's definitely real threats being dropped towards me and these kids. My kids were used yesterday. Even Squall was too stupid to realize that she was being used. That's what happened. As the dumbass was used. And has been for a few days now because I caught her at it. And that's when I hung up on her and she got real pissed. So it was either at Benny Keys's behest or one of the other true crime family folks there and those pages doing the fundraiser. But I also think there are many that were unwittingly duped into participating in this marathon with them and didn't know what was happening. This is a really fucked up, bizarre situation, and it's going to take Fed-level shit to work it out. I promise you that. But this is not above board on any level. And, there's something very fucking wrong here. So, I don't know what to say other than I'm going to try to go to sleep and not fucking die or be murdered by not only, fucking Voldemort or craziness, but also whoever all these people are have been and are driving by. And I guess hope that like screenshots of my butthole don't pop up online tomorrow, but I don't even really care about that either. So, doubt everything you see and hear from this point forth, because I promise you, like, half of the shit I was even seeing was fake. Fake screenshots, fake everything across the board, fake pictures of people, even the picture I was seeing of one of the, YouTubers. I could have sworn in the flash I've seen that it was like literally a 90s teen TV show star. There are definitely the same language used in multiple people and different people's texts that make me think they're the same people. They're definitely typing and writing out stuff that looks real, having other people do things, and so things look real. So just doubt everything you see and hear from this point forward. But if you've had contact with these people locally, call the police. If you have had money inserted into your bank and don't know how, after being anywhere near any of these people, call the police and hope they tell you not to just contact PayPal. If you think you've given a tip to a real FBI clandestine agent of some kind, call the police. Any of them. Any of them. Only the feds, though. The real ones. And make sure you're calling the real ones. Not some number somebody's giving you a fake extension that definitely doesn't lead to the real feds. I would suggest not donating any more money to this fund. Definitely stop donating to whatever fucking emails they've got going up for our shit for that Hurricane Camille. Please do request any bank transfers that should be stopped. Stop sending shit to the P.O. box. Nobody's receiving it. Where the fuck that's... But there's something very wrong here. And the time is ticking. And I'm pretty sure that it's happening tonight and the next day, because sudden relatives and people disappearing and all this other bullshit are happening. So, shit's going down quickly, and maybe quicker than you're going to be able to get your money back if somebody doesn't say something. So, I'm going to say something. In my own voice. In my own goddamn way. And I guess we'll see if they have some crazy-ass QAnon local, like, let me through the fucking door tonight. I don't know what to tell anybody. But there you go. So, y'all spread the word, do whatever you fucking do best. If you've interacted with these people in any way, call the police. It's a damn shame, y'all. It's a damn fucking shame.
I'm Chris McDonough, a retired homicide detective. I've interviewed thousands of people, from serial killers to ministers. Welcome to the interview room. Welcome, everybody, to the interview room. It's great to see everybody on a Sunday night. Thank you so much for being here with us. Man, do we have a program for you tonight. Of course, I'm broadcasting from an undisclosed location, as always. Karen and I have been traveling, and hopefully our internet holds up tonight. We're having a little issue, but hopefully we won't have any more issues now that we're here with you guys. Boy, October 17th. It's flying, isn't it? Time is absolutely flying. Crime is not stopping, but we're moving ahead at 100 miles an hour. It's great to have everybody here. So let's see. Just show me in the chat here where everybody's chiming in from, because let me tell you, I've got some really fascinating guests tonight. I'm going to first find out where everybody's at, so that our guests are going to see where you all are coming in from. So we've got Tennessee in the house, Ohio, Pennsylvania, already Colorado, Wisconsin, North Carolina, Ontario, our good friends up in Canada. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Georgia, SoCal's in the house, BC, Canada, Edmonton, Massachusetts, Beantown's here, Delaware, Colorado, Greece. Welcome from Greece overseas. This is absolutely fantastic. Richmond, Virginia, Australia. Thank you for staying up in Australia, and our friends in the UK, Arkansas, Baltimore. Thank you for being here. A great thank you, obviously, as well to our supporters, our subscribers, our members. What a huge thank you to each and every one of you. And of course, I believe Karen and I, Dylan, and the TIR family believe we have the best moderators on YouTube, and that's Miss Sophia, Maui Girl, Mimi J2, Four Sons Mom, Diana, Melissa Hart, TJ, Sophie H, and Stephanie Hiram. It's so great to have each of you on our team as well. Boy, what a show, though, we've got for you tonight. I've got two wonderful guests that I'm going to bring in right now. First, I'm going to bring in Miss Francine Bardole. And some of you who've been following us know and see this face. She's very familiar to the world, and she is an absolute amazing human being. And I'm just going to brag on you a little bit for a second, Francine, okay. so that everybody gets to know who you are. She, by the way, is a forensic analyst. She's a crime scene investigator, a DNA expert. She has a fascinating background. Listen to this. She was originally a women's advocate and was on the path to becoming an attorney, earning not one, two college degrees while raising 5 children. Okay, she ended up going in a different direction, though, and eventually became a crime scene investigator with the West Jordan Police Department. Francine has also become one of the world's leading experts in MVAC forensic DNA collection. And she has helped solve cases for agencies all around the United States and internationally by using this cutting edge technology. This young lady right there, she developed a unique way of getting DNA off of shell casings called the Bardole method. This method is named after her. So guys and gals, you are talking to the world expert on extracting DNA from not only shell casings, but we're going to talk about rocks. We're going to talk about glove boxes tonight, because we're going to, I want to know what her thoughts are on the Suzanne Morphew and the DNA on those glove boxes. She's an incredible woman, and we're really excited to have you here tonight, Francine. So guys, let's show some love for Francine. Give her some hearts and some clapping over in the chat over there. Boy, she is here as an amazing, strong woman. So, and so I'm also going to set this up real fast, because after submitting not only showcasing your research, found the method to solve crimes by pulling, look at all the love you're getting over in the chat over there.
I love love. This is wonderful. I love them all. This is wonderful. I don't get that much love all the time. I'm glad I'm here.
Well, and not only just showcasings, but jewelry, fingernails, hair ties. I mean, you name it. You've been able to do it, and your mission now is to educate law enforcement on DNA intricacies and the science, so that they can better, so that we, Ellie, retired as well, and our other guest that's going to be here, to really kind of make sense of it and solve crimes. So welcome again, Francine, and I promised our audience that you would take questions. Are you still up for that as we go along?
You bet. Yeah, I want to educate people. I do want to do the if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer. But I do think it's very important that we empower ourselves with knowledge and knowing what's possible, which I believe, just like on the shell casings, anything is possible. And there are people out there that are probably like I was and wanting to do more and help others. And that's really what it's all about, is helping others.
Awesome. So I'm also going to now introduce our second guest, because this guy here and I are going to be like two students just sitting here and listening to you. I want to introduce to you Jason Jensen, and who's, by the way, he pulled over off the freeway. He said he was doing 80, but I think he was going closer to 90, and because as he was going on, Jason is also a very well-renowned, you've probably seen him on Court TV a ton of times. He's always on there as a talking head. He is the lead PI for the family investigating the Kaylin Schultz and the Crystal Turner homicides out in Moab, Utah. So guys, we've got the dog here who is not the dog with the long hair. This is the guy chasing all of the, because you notice he doesn't have any hair, but he is chasing.
More like a hairless cat than a dog.
More like a hairless cat. So we thought it was important to have him here to talk about those sweet women who lost their lives recently. And this is the gentleman that will know those types of answers. So Jason, welcome. I know you've been a PI forever and, working with Ellie, as well as just everything that you do for a very long time, and you're very well respected. And I'm glad you have this particular homicide. And maybe you can shed some light here also to our guest that have joined us. So let's show Jason a little love over there, and this, you're going to be able to ask him all kinds of amazing questions because he also has a tremendous amount of insight into the Gabby case, but we're going to get into that.
It's all locked in here.
It's all in there. So let's start first of all, let's talk about DNA. And Francine, kind of guide us through, could you have imagined that the technology would be here today that allows those types of extractions that you've been able to master? Could you have imagined that 20 years ago?
No, I really couldn't. I didn't have any interest in DNA. I just, I liked crime scenes. I liked, finding evidence. DNA, when I started working crime scenes, you needed DNA about the size of a quarter, blood the size of a quarter, in order to get a full profile. Didn't give a lot of thought until later on, and I noticed it was going in that direction. And I really became interested at that point. And you have to understand, it has really, in the 20 years that I started doing crime scene investigation, it has just grown in leaps and bounds, and especially the last few years, it's amazing. And if there's anybody out there that is interested, this is the place to go. I mean, really, DNA and this technology is going to be, is far beyond what I will ever imagine. And I don't think I'm going to be around when it gets even better. So I think it's come so far that it's unbelievable to me.